SUPRA Price Prediction 2026. SUPRA was written off as dead for a long time, down 97%, no trust, no hype. But while everyone was looking away, the team behind the scenes was preparing a MultiVM launch that could change everything. I'm about to show you the data that proves a silent mega move is building up here and why most people will only see it when it's already too late. Welcome to 10x Crypto, your channel for honest data-based altcoin analysis. SUPRA was almost forgotten, down 97%. Many had already written it off. But that's exactly where the opportunity lies. Because beneath the surface, something is happening right now that combines DeFi, AI, and cross-chain technology into a single Layer 1 system. But first of all, what is SUPRA anyway? SUPRA isn't just another standard coin, that's for sure. It's a Layer 1 blockchain built specifically for what are called super dApps, decentralized applications that automatically generate yields without you having to manage them manually. This is called AutoFi, which stands for Automated Decentralized Finance. It's a system where smart contracts autonomously execute strategies, distribute revenue, and move liquidity between different chains, without bridges, without risk. So what are SUPRA's unique technical features? SUPRA is the first MultiVM blockchain. This means it can run multiple virtual machines at the same time, like MultiVM, EVM, Solana VM, and even Cosmos WASM, for example. In short, Ethereum, Solana, SUI, and Cosmos can interact directly with each other without needing wrappers or bridges. This solves one of the biggest problems in the Web3 world: fragmentation of liquidity. Right now, billions are sitting on different chains, and SUPRA aims to connect them, making cross-chain DeFi as simple as a single transaction. But why is all of this so relevant right now? DeFi is stagnating because users have to click their way through dozens of platforms. SUPRA completely automates this process. Let's say you want to execute an arbitrage trade between Ethereum and Solana? No problem. SUPRA does it for you automatically in seconds and in a decentralized way. The system uses its own native oracles and an engine called SupraNova, which operates without any bridges. The result? Up to 500,000 transactions per second, with under 1 millisecond of latency. And it all runs on an energy-efficient system similar to proof of stake. But before we get into the deep dive analysis, feel free to grab a coffee and be sure to leave a like for me. And if you want to find real altcoin gems early, then check out my 10x Elite membership. There, on one hand, you'll get insight into my personal crypto portfolio, everything I'm invested in and where. But you'll also get access to the full 10x ranking list. I've analyzed over 100 altcoins there. At the same time, you also get access to the 10x indicator that I use in every video. So, if you want to get away from speculation and chance and would rather rely on data, structures, and strategy, then 10x Elite is the next logical step. You'll also get a 30% discount on your first month right now. All the info is in the video description, it's the very first link. But be careful, a disclaimer. My channel is not financial advice, but purely for informational purposes. Let's start, as always, with the market capitalization. SUPRA currently has a market cap of 34 million. So it's in the low cap sector. Compared to giants like Ethereum or Solana, it's tiny, but that's exactly where the appeal lies, of course. Here we're talking about a project that is technically already active in over 90 ecosystems, but has not yet been correctly valued by the market. Therefore, they still have massive potential and a massive upside here. That's why they get a strong 9 in this area, because of the potential. Then what about the circulating supply? Currently, about 19.70% of the tokens are in circulation. That means there are still many unlocks in the coming years, which can naturally put pressure on the price. But at the same time, this also opens up room for growth, for example, because staking is offered, or for nodes that receive more tokens. In the long run, however, a lot depends on how strongly the community participates, how much they will stake, and how well they will hold. But in this area, that's why it's only a 4. Then let's move on to the roadmap. SUPRA's roadmap is one of the most structured on the market. They've been developing consistently since 2018, from the Oracle service to AutoFi. Planned highlights are the EVM integration, Solana VM, AI agent kits, and governance 2.0. The previous milestones were delivered right on time, which is rather rare in the crypto sector. A strong 8 here. Then how strong is SUPRA's team? We have Joshua Topkin and John Jones leading the project. Both come from the fintech sector and cryptography and have over 15 years of experience. And the team ultimately comes from developers from Aptos, Sui, and Diem, so from Meta. That shows there's real competence here. That's why it's a good 7 in this area. Then what about the narrative? 2025 is the year of artificial intelligence and DeFi. This is exactly where SUPRA positions itself in the middle with AutoFi. Automated self-driving DeFi strategies that work 24 hours, 7 days a week without human intervention. This is a narrative with absolute potential, comparable to the AI hype, only it's on-chain and productive. A strength of 8. Then, what problem does SUPRA actually solve? The core problem in the DeFi market is fragmented chains, meaning slow cross-chain trading and manual processes. SUPRA, however, solves exactly that with bridgeless communication in sub-seconds, plus oracles and an automated engine. That, of course, reduces risk and increases efficiency by up to 80%. A strong 9 here. Then what about sustainability and, of course, energy efficiency? SUPRA relies on a so-called proof-of-stake-like consensus mechanism with extremely low energy consumption, less than 0.01 kWh per transaction. That's almost 70,000 times faster than Bitcoin and more efficient. Additionally, everything runs on a so-called moonshot consensus, a technology for high performance that is also combined with sustainable validation. A strong 8 in this area. Then, who are the investors? Who is investing money and how well are they capitalized? SUPRA is backed by Galaxy Interactive, Hashed, Huobi Ventures, and Republic Crypto. They have more than $60 million in funding since 2018. No investor holds more than 5%. The project is set up to be decentralized and healthy. A strong 9 in this area. Then who are the competitors? When we look at the competition, it gets really interesting. Many altcoins are, of course, fighting for massive market shares here, but most of them somehow lack the substance to keep up. Chainlink dominates in oracles, for example. Layer 0 dominates in bridges. Solana dominates in speed. But SUPRA combines all three worlds: fast, secure, and of course also interoperable. By the way, I've already analyzed Solana, but also Chainlink, so check out the playlist for the 10x universe. And a tip for you for next weekend: subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, because I found 2 more altcoins that are extremely exciting. So don't miss it, subscribe to the channel. Here in this area, a 7, they have tough competition, but they are also positioned extremely well. Now let's get to the marketing. SUPRA focuses on strong community marketing. X spaces, live calls, tutorials, global events with tens of thousands of participants. On one hand, that naturally builds trust before the next hype comes, but from a marketing perspective, they are suboptimally positioned because there isn't that much hype, which is good on one hand, but also bad on the other. A solid 8 here for sure. Then how simple is the idea really? An AutoFi system sounds complex at first, but SUPRA has implemented it in a user-friendly way. The dashboard allows you to essentially execute DeFi strategies without having to be a programmer. So you can apply them completely without any programming knowledge. Nevertheless, the basic concept is rather complex to understand. Here, only a 6. Then what about SUPRA's long-term vision? The goal is a self-sustaining DeFi ecosystem where AI agents trade on-chain and SUPRA 2.0 MultiVM controls the governance. This is visionary, but with a real foundation. A strong 8 in this area. Then what about the tokenomics? Are they deflationary? What about the max supply? SUPRA has a fixed max supply of 100 billion tokens. Currently, there are no burn mechanics, but there are governance rights. Of course, this could change in the future. So inflation is present, but it's controlled through staking. In this area, because the tokenomics are not yet optimal, only a 3. Then what about the FDV? The FDV is 176 million with a market cap of only 34 million. The multiplier here is around 5x, which is still healthy. There's no overhype or excess pressure here. That's why it gets a solid 8. Then what about Supra's volume? The 24-hour volume is approximately $1 million. This corresponds to a ratio of 0.03. So for a low cap, that's already good liquidity. A strong 9 here. Then what was the initial token distribution like, and are there lockup periods? The lockup periods are transparent. The team and early investors have locks that run until 2026 with a linear release and performance criteria. This of course speaks to stability and trust. But you definitely have to be careful next year. A solid 7 here. Then what about the top coin holders? The top 10 wallets hold approximately 25% of the supply. That's quite decentralized. There are no whales here with too much power. Of course, validators, exchanges, and retail are cleanly distributed. A good 7 here. Then, what is the utility of the SUPRA coin? SUPRA is used for gas fees, staking, governance rights, and for access to 600 Oracle services. Validators have to put up 55 million of the tokens, which creates a massive lockup. But this also strengthens the tokenomics in the long run. Here, a good strong 9. Then let's move on to the SUPRA community. The SUPRA community has over 1.2 million followers. They are active on X, for example, so Twitter, but also on Discord. And the community's engagement is super strong. If you're a part of it, if you're a SUPRA holder, if you're a SUPRA fan, write it in the comments. #SUPRA. It's extremely important that many people become aware of analyses like this, data-based analyses, for SUPRA as well. Many people need to be informed. It's extremely important. Write it in the comments. A strong 8 here. Then, extremely important, what events are coming up? A lot is planned for the next few months. The EVM beta mainnet, BNB integration, the AI agent kit, the governance rollout. The events could, of course, massively bring SUPRA back into focus. That's why I say they are slowly but surely building up in the background. Pay close attention. You know what's crazy? Most investors seem to only look at coins that have already run like 100x, but hardly anyone looks at altcoins that are just at the beginning. And that's exactly where the magic lies in projects like SUPRA. 97% down, but at the same time, it's the basis for the next DeFi generation. SUPRA is actually not just another layer 1 coin, but ultimately the first MultiVM blockchain that combines Move, EVM, and Solana into the Cosmos ecosystem. It brings AI, oracles, automation, and cross-chain onto a single high-performance infrastructure. With many real users and a clear vision, on my 10x ranking list, they achieve 75.1%, which is more in the solid range, not massively strong. I'll just show the list for you here. But before we get into the price prediction for SUPRA, if you want to buy altcoins, if you want to trade, then I recommend my favorite trusted crypto exchange. You'll get a welcome bonus of 50 euros in Bitcoin, so up to 50 euros, and if you use my link, you'll start directly at the silver ranking. You get direct cash back there. Swissborg is one of the most reputable apps. It just rolled out a massive update. Check it all out. The link is in the pinned comment. The biggest gains in the crypto market usually don't happen in the hype phase, but rather in the phase of forgetfulness. Because if you get in during that phase and then ride the hype, of course you get massive gains. As always, this is not financial advice, but that's what the past has shown. Now, let's go through the mathematically calculated price scenarios together. Not just something thrown out there, but mathematically calculated based on the market cap and the potential share of the total market. In the worst case scenario, let's first come to the bear market. If the bear case occurs, SUPRA is rather stable. It continues to be, but no one will be paying attention to SUPRA. Then we're talking about prices of $0.002. That's more of the bear case. Now let's move to the normal scenario. Here, SUPRA really starts to establish itself as an AutoFi chain. New partnerships, more developers, growing DeFi interest. Confidence slowly but surely returns. Capital flows back into SUPRA. In this scenario, prices of perhaps 0.008 to 0.01 US dollars are possible. Now let's come to the optimistic scenario. Imagine the next bull run takes off, the altcoin season begins. AI, DeFi, exactly what SUPRA was built for, is once again the most important narrative. MultiVM, AutoFi, bridgeless cross-chain, these are buzzwords that will land in the mainstream in 2026. Then a valuation of $0.05 is theoretically, mathematically possible. Now let's get to the very optimistic scenario. Let's assume SUPRA really manages to conquer the DeFi market. Then we're talking about prices that are completely unthinkable right now. But then theoretically and mathematically, $0.25 would be possible. But now let's turn to the vision for 2030. By 2030, as always, the bear market will come first. Then comes the next bull market. How will SUPRA look? How could SUPRA perform then? If it really becomes the DeFi infrastructure of tomorrow, AutoFi, AI-driven financial management are standard in Web3, which is what SUPRA is built on. Maybe SUPRA will be exactly where Ethereum was in 2017. In that world, in the year 2030, it's theoretically and mathematically possible for SUPRA to rise to $0.8, that's 80 cents. That would be a massive increase. But let's get back to the present. What does the chart look like right now? Can you get in now? Should you wait? What would I do? All of that now. Hello and welcome to the chart analysis for SUPRA. As always, to start, I use TradingView and I have a custom developed indicator. It basically shows me two things. It shows me large red dots and large green dots. This means we're in overbought or oversold zones. And it shows me small dots. Red means there's a bearish trend reversal, and green means a bullish trend reversal. I use it, and I've been using and especially developing it for years. I use it to get a truly data-driven, neutral insight into what's happening without emotion. So, what's the situation with SUPRA right now? For example, here we had a large green dot, which indicates that many people have sold. As I said, it's not the perfect point because the dot appeared here and the price still went down afterwards. But on average, in the past, it has always been a good point for me where I had data to consider whether I should get in, or if there's a large red dot, whether I should get out. In any case, we also had a bullish trend reversal here, and then it pushed upwards. Here we had a bearish trend reversal, as you can see here, and then it went down again. Right now, what's the situation? We had a large green dot here. This means we were absolutely in the oversold range. You can see that too, it was sold off again and again. And a green dot has formed. By the way, the flash crash was here, which is why a green dot naturally formed here too, but that was very fast. What's the situation now? As I said, on the one-day frame, so thinking more long-term, we formed a green dot here, which means that we were in oversold zones. Then we actually pushed up, but were sold off again. A red dot formed. Right now, a small green dot has formed, which means we're currently seeing a bullish trend reversal. Let's see how that develops. So purely from a data perspective, you can see that at the moment, we were at least oversold and we formed a small green dot, which is a positive sign for now. Important, this is not a sell or buy recommendation, nor is it financial advice. But in any case, from my data perspective, those are two positive signals that first need to be confirmed. When I would get into SUPRA or altcoins in general, you can see that in my 10x Elite, by the way. There I use the 10x indicator and you also get access to it. So you get access to the indicator for as long as you're a 10x Elite member. But you can also just get the indicator independently of the 10x Elite. I've put all the information for that in the video description. They are the first two links. But before you go, I have another analysis for you here that you shouldn't miss. It's an exciting altcoin that I didn't have on my radar for a long time. Why I have it on my radar now and why I'm considering investing in it, all of that in this video. Have fun and thanks for watching. See you soon.